What is the decision-making process for your buyers? Where does it start? Where does it end? Or does it? Let's talk about the decision-making process, and we'll talk about it next on Purpose Under Pressure. Well, welcome back. My name is Brian, and this is Purpose Under Pressure. It's a podcast about developing sales and leadership success on purpose under pressure. It's brought to you by the professional sales and leadership training team at Sandler by the Ruby Group. You'll find them in Akron and in Columbus, Ohio. They're in Jacksonville, Florida, in Capital Region, New York. They do their work on purpose so that you and your team can represent that way. If you're leading a team of sellers, if you are a seller, you want things done on purpose, reflective of you and your leadership and your style and your company and your people. And trust me, if you want that, your people want that too, and your buyers absolutely want that. So reach out to Sandler by the Ruby Group. It's what they do. They do things on purpose. They have a plan. They have a system. They have a process. Does that match yours? Let's find out. Connect with Sandler by the Ruby Group and do it today. You can do so online at therubygroup.sandler.com. The Ruby Group, actionable strategies for today's toughest business challenges. So let's get cooking. We talk about tough challenges. The decision-making process is what it's all about. We think we've got it figured out. I want to share with you kind of a circle of life approach that I see decisions being made in. This isn't something I learned from a book, at least any one book. I don't think it's anything specifically that Sandler taught me. I'm sure it's involved in that, but it's something that I've learned over 36 years of selling that I think it's true in just about every single case. And so I want to share it with you. The two big ideas are what you think is happening behind the scenes is not happening. That buyer isn't going to wake up one morning with a burning need and take your miraculously timed phone call and listen to your perfect pitch, sleep on it, call you the next day like he promised with a yes. That's not how it works. And B, the decision-making process is not a straight line. I just kind of went through a straight line. It's not that. It's a never-ending circle. And my point today is that you need to be there at every single point. You need to understand that circle, and you need to be there, which means the selling process, the decision-making process is never over. I think that's a key mistake that most sellers make. They think they're done, either yes or no. Next, move on. Let's not go there. Let me explain this process. In my experience, the decision-making process is 7 stages. It's trigger, desire, the back burner. That's a scary one. Renewal, if you're lucky, reality, the decision, and then the biggie, and we'll talk about this, cold feet. So let's break it down. Trigger is easy. We know what that is. That's when she realizes that she wants it, at least she needs it. He starts turning his head at every car lot he drives by. Those dogs start showing up on the Facebook feeds. Maybe you want to adopt a pet. Those things start happening. Honey, what do you think about heading down the road and going to that open house? Just to see what the other half's up to, how the other half lives. Right? Those are triggers. Those are starting the buying process. Other things have happened before as part of this circle I was telling you about, but let's understand the trigger. If you're making a cold call, you're either the trigger or you're missing an opportunity in that spot. Does that make sense? Number 2, let's say the trigger's already tripped and you do make that call. They're already in desire. Number 2 is desire. They're already there. Save your pitch. Spend your time here asking questions. Understand the desire, understand the need, understand the pain. Don't just take that the desire and go, okay, you want this? Here you go, have it. And here's the, no, ask questions, learn more. That's stage 2. Stage 3 is where it gets dicey. Stage 3 is the back burner. You've made your pitch. You think they want it. You think they're sleeping on it. You think they're going to call you tomorrow, but I'll tell you what's really happening. Life is happening. The vacation's coming up. I'll call you when I get back in 2 weeks. I promise. Don't worry about it. Maybe the dog's throwing up on the carpet. Maybe as soon as the door hit your butt on the way out, your pitch went to the bottom of the inbox because there's 101 other things to do. Trust me, you're not top on their list after the pitch. You're at the bottom. That's called the back burner. This is where you lose sales because most salespeople don't have a plan. They're not there. Stage 4, if you're lucky, the decision process kind of gets triggered again into renewal. Oh yeah, the hole in the roof. It's raining today. I needed to get that fixed. Oh yeah, I still need that upgrade. But worst case scenario is that during the back burner stage, when you weren't hearing things during the cricket spots, you went AWOL and your competitor pulled that trigger Your competitor's going to win. Their work is already done. You did all the hard work. Oh, yeah, I was going to buy that Mercedes, but look at that Volvo and that Volvo lot. That looks pretty good. You sold the Mercedes. They bought the Volvo. Why? Because you weren't there during back burner. You showed up again, hopefully during renewal. Too late. That's someone else's sale. Stage 5 is reality. If you do get through renewal, reality is boring because that happens without you. Now the buyer wants it. Now the buyer needs it. Now the buyer's just trying to figure it out. It's either going to be a yes or going to be a no based on the numbers. This is not emotional. This is reality. I want it, but yeah, can I have it? Do I really need it? And so the question I have for you is, during this stage, where are you? Are you just sitting there waiting for a callback, or are you trying to trip someone else's trigger while the buyer's going through the reality stage? Go through reality with the buyer. Figure out how to be there. Step number 6, this is the easy one. The decision happens. Most sellers think that this is the end of the line. It's not, because step 7 is cold feet, the day after. Look, you won't be the first groom left at the altar, and you won't be the last. Decisions get made and decisions get changed. You got to close the deal. And then when you do close the deal, when they do say yes, remember, someone else is trying to pull the next trigger. It's not just forever. The yes is not forever. Salespeople are so conditioned to go after new business that they forget to take care of their current business. They forget to take care of the people that they're already working with. You ever heard of churn? Churn sucks. Churn, the water gets rougher the less you stir it up. That's hard. You got to stir up the water to keep it calm. You can't go away. And know this, if they say no, cold feet still happens, because just because they say no doesn't mean that desire went away, doesn't mean reality went away, doesn't mean those triggers went away. They still want it. They wanted the house but didn't buy the house. Well, where are you next? They wanted the puppy and didn't get the puppy. They're going to end up with a puppy. What about next week? What about the next time the neighbor pulls into the driveway with a brand new Corvette? You think your buyer doesn't want that Mercedes you were trying to sell that they said no to? Where did you go? It's a circle. The buying process is a circle. It never ends. And you need to be there every single step of the way. Can you see it? Can you see the circle? The trigger, the desire, the back burner, the reality, the decision, the cold feet. It's never over. It always keeps rolling. And you've got to figure out a way to be there every single step of the way. What is your buyer's decision-making process? Do you know it? I've just told you what my experience is. Do you know yours? You need to figure it out. You need to learn it. You need to have a plan to move with your buyer through the circle. Stay with them. If you're on a straight line and he's on a circle, you're on a dead end. And that is no place to be when you're trying to make a sale. Hey, so that's me. Take it for what it's worth. I asked Tom Tone, partner and Sandler at the Ruby Group, to join me and share his experience on mapping out the decision-making process, especially in identifying who is part of the process and how to navigate those twists and turns. And we'll do that on the next episode of Purpose Under Pressure. You'll find that new episode and all past episodes of Purpose Under Pressure at brianmediastrategies.com/podcast and wherever you stream your favorite shows. It's brought to you by the Ruby Group, actionable strategies for today's toughest business challenges. So until next time, no matter how high the pressure gets, stay on purpose.